amazing. Okay, it's in. So we are going to put it here for the moment. It's actually a lot more difficult than we expected to try to get this into the driveway. Our RV home is now home. And we can see the bus, which we are still going to be working on. The kids are very excited. Oh my gosh, you guys are a mess. These lights are battery powered, very exciting. We are going to be changing the toilet out for a compost toilet. This model has a pantry. On the other side, we have an electric heater. Here is a radio, and then you can see you have power outlets here to charge different devices. You can put a television mount backer on this wall. The fridge is a really nice size. We found that it actually got so cold that our drinks have frozen, so we'll make this a little bit warmer. Really, it's a significant size. Over here we have our stovetop and our oven. The stovetop doesn't take long to get going, the oven does. However, it has a nice glass top, so you can use this space when you're not actually cooking something. Our plan is to bring our convection oven here. It should fit in this space nicely, along with a coffee maker. The counter space is ideal. If we want to, we can bring down a toaster and use it on this platform. When we're not using it, there's a ton of space up here in the top that we can put things that we're not going to be using all the time. This microwave, it's a little bit smaller than what we're used to, but it's good enough to do popcorn or single dish items, so that's nice for heating up water for oatmeal and things that we do on the regular. We were really a fan of this sink. I think it's like a farmhouse sink design, but it's not divided into two sections, meaning we'll be able to easily put in a dish rack of our choosing. You'll notice in this area that the mini blinds are kind of the cheaper version of a mini blind. Of course, we've got our lights up here as well. We noticed that whenever you see ties like this, it indicates that you have a higher quality of mini blind.
Or at least we think it's higher quality. I guess that may not be standard across the board, but we like these a lot better.
The flimsier mini blinds are in the kitchen area and then in the back bunkhouse, but in the living quarters and then also in our bedroom, they have nicer blinds, which we really like. Yep. Especially if you have a cat. Cats will kind of go for these, but I think he's probably not going to fill with the cloth ones. That's how we can distinguish it. They're cloth. Storage in this area looks above par, I think. We've got a drawer here for storage. We plan on putting a trash can in this area, pots and pans down there. Of course, there's storage above, and then there's two nice roll-out drawers here. We have drawers on this side as well, which are very deep, and it's nicer than just having an open cavity. There is a space underneath it's a convertible love seat. This, of course, slides down so that you can turn it into bedding, and we have covers coming for both of the different love seat sectionals. There's nice storage up here. A
lot of storage is what we've noticed. This whole thing has lots of storage, and it's quite wonderful that if you have a space this small, to have that many places to hide things. Yeah, you're reusing a lot of space. Now, the front, we'll see how much of that we keep. Some of that might get converted over when we do the large solar array, but we'll see. So here's the bunkhouse.
These are the plastic flimsy blinds. These mattresses, we've actually done quite a bit of research trying to find out if there's a way to put a better cover on these. But what I learned is that this particular brand, the Teddy Bear Bunk series, the material on the inside of the bed is supposed to be like mold resistant, water resistant, and then the covers easily come off so you can unzip this and wash it. We are likely going to have our kids use sleeping bags that they already use, and then we're going to be adding bumper pads in for these top two bunks. The one on this side has a lower weight capacity. Just something to notice, this side we can only have 150 pounds on, the rest of them are basically 300. The reason that that's kind of a little bit is that you want your lightest kid, which is typically your youngest kid, to be on this side, so having a bumper in place is really important in my opinion. This does lift up and it latches so that people can sit underneath here comfortably.
This also turns into another sleeping area of its own, so we have 4 kids, and this will turn into, oh yeah, and more space, by the way. We have plenty of sleeping area for kids, and if we ever needed to, multiple adults.
Not every bunkhouse includes a slide. Some of them have really good layouts that are like, oh, you've got tables, you've got lots of seating, but if you don't have that floor space, it can feel really cramped really quickly, and that's not something that we face with this particular layout. Over here we have a spot where we can mount a television.
My eldest son wants to be up here so he can have his laptop and kind of do whatever he wants to do, which I think is a good idea since it's real close to the power.
These look so small to me. I had a hard time believing this was like a full size, kind of the length of a twin. But honestly, you really can't have an adult come and sleep back here, which is nice because the love seats will go down and they will hold 2 people,
Yep.
but they're shorter, and it really is, I think it's shorter. I'm pretty sure it's shorter. It's easier to have 2 small kids share if you have adults with you, and
Yeah.
I'm just, like, I could easily, even just chilling out with the kids, I could come back here, hang out with them, and it's very comfortable.
Of course, we have our porthole up here so they can get some fresh air. And then, long storage.
If you're moving into an RV from a home that you have decorated and you feel kind of bad about having to leave behind some of your decor, a wall like this or a door like this that feels like a wall, it's perfect for things like putting laminated pictures. We are planning on doing all kinds of cool motifs with photos that we regularly look at inside of our home now. We're going to bring those with us. They'll be on the wall without sticking out and hitting people and without risk of them being damaged by people touching the door.
Or by us traveling.
Brass traveling. This bathroom extends the full width of the trailer. I also like the fact that this had glass doors. I'm not sure how people feel about them over time, but I noticed that the other trailers we looked at, I would have had to supply a curtain, and I could just visualize that curtain not being tucked in appropriately. I like that this is enclosed and it's a good size.
Yeah, even I can fit in. I'm 6 foot. So
Yeah.
just a FYI. When I talked to the guy who basically told me how to maintain this thing, these right here, these glass doors are the very first thing he tends to have to fix. It's because people don't leave them locked. They start driving around and then they just start sliding all over the place and hitting and shattering.
We do have an outside shower as well. There's actually a hookup where we can extend a hose, and we have that, right? The
Yep.
extension.
Yes, we do.
So we will be doing outside showering as well. That's something I like. It also kind of keeps you doing a quick shower. If it's cold water, you just be in and out. With all of us, I don't want us to be standing in the shower long periods of time.
Over here, we have a switch and nice little LEDs around the side, which is a nice touch. It's got a nice sized sink. This is our fuse protector. And of course, more storage on this side.
Another really nice thing about this bathroom is that it connects directly to the master suite, if you will. That means that for Aaron and I in the evening, we can close off the one side and we can have access privately to the bathroom. Also, it is very close to an exterior door. There were some other models that had a bathroom that was really small and cramped, but it was directly connected to the outside through a door. We don't have direct access, but it's so close to the door that I didn't feel like giving up the large size of the bathroom was worth it to be a foot closer to the outside.
Plus, when we do switch this out, because we are going to switch out this toilet for a compost toilet, we will need direct access to, or very close access to a door to go dump it. So this kind of gives us that ability. We don't have to necessarily track the thing through the entire house.
The bed goes right up against the curvature of the outside of the trailer, and so even though the room feels kind of small, the part up here at the front of the bed, it's so super cozy. And it is enough headspace for Aaron to be able to sit up. We are buying a couple of really great things, but one thing we're going to get is a table that goes across the bed, and Aaron and I are going to use this as our workspace. We're going to get pillows that we can kind of lean up against. There are cubby holes on either side. There's outlets on both sides so we can have our laptops. I also like the fact that the paneling throughout the trailer is complementary without being the exact same thing. So this is kind of a unique pattern. You have that faux brick look behind the sink, and then where the main TV is going to be, it's another kind of driftwood look, but it's not exactly the same. The color scheme is really ideal. Aaron loves gray, and I'm a real fan of palette wood. So just the look of this, oh, I love it. It's really nice.
We have lots of storage, by the way. So not only these big bins around the left and right have tons of storage, but over top, they have storage, and these things are deep, so they go all the way across. 2 different access points. Another one on the side, and that's not all. Underneath here, we also have, that's right, storage under the bed. And these little hydraulics on the side are like you would get out of an automotive for a hatchback. work great holding this thing open. Up on the left hand, we have another mounting spot for a TV.
Is this the other spot where the air conditioner can be hooked up?
Yes, so this is the other hookup for the air conditioning. I don't know, again, if we will ever use it, but it is nice that we have it. So,
if you're trying to figure out how you're going to downsize into a tiny living environment and you have things like an office set up in your house, that was our biggest deal. Aaron can work from home, but he's got to have a dedicated space to do that. And because he's a programmer, he has many monitors and his desk is big. We had thought about possibly using the area where the dinette is. That dinette is a convertible dinette, so you can move it around and change the configurations. But we wanted a place for us to all be able to sit and eat, so that really didn't work for us. If you use the width of your bed, that essentially is the same size as a desk, a traditional desk. So we have ordered that desk. We're really excited to see it once it comes in because Aaron can game back here, he can work back here, and because of the way that the sliding door works, he literally can go outside, come back inside if he has a phone call and needs some privacy, and we can completely seal him off from the rest of the house. So while I'm doing homeschooling, or if the kids and I want to do some media time, we don't have to interfere with Aaron. He really can completely seal himself off. Going with an RV is really a hard left turn for us. We have a bus that we brought home 3 years ago? 2 years ago? At least. Yeah. It's been a long time. We found a bus on eBay. We knew we wanted to do tiny living. We did not have good enough credit to get financing for something like this at the time. Yep. We had basically about $10,000 to work with cash. So we looked up a bus on eBay. We got it, we brought it home, we set up a driveway for it. My mom helped us to clear out all of the internal components because it wasn't all original. All the seats were in, the bathroom, everything. We were very excited about slowly working on making a tiny home out of that coach bus. There are bays to store things underneath. It was different than getting a school bus, so we thought it really had a lot of potential. And then my mom got sick. So we had to put that project on hold for a year and a half. My mom passed away, unfortunately, a couple of months ago. It's been 3 months ago now.
December of 2019.
Yeah, Christmas Eve she passed. If you've watched our videos, I found out that I had that genetic mutation that she had. It was a BRCA1. It's basically like the breast cancer gene. She had pancreatic cancer. At any rate, I've been going through preventative surgeries. It's really just thrown off our timeline. And because we lost a lot of time, we really were eager to put our family in a place where we could have fun and do adventures and have something to look forward to. As soon as we were able to finance this, we financed it.
Now, that doesn't mean that we're done with the bus. I think we're going to look at the bus as a long-term project.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who are like, I must watch the next bus video, I apologize, it will be a while. It's not because we hate you, I promise you. I promise you. It's because we are looking out for ourselves, and time changes things. And we still want the tiny home living. We're not giving up on that dream. But my credit was good enough. I was able to finance. We got a really nice RV. We're still going to live in this, and this actually may be our travel and our actual permanent base. And we're considering doing the bus conversion anyway, but maybe having that as a barely ever mobile home. So we might station it somewhere and maybe turn it into a permanent residence and move it once in a while,
Early on, Aaron was hesitant about getting a bus because he felt like he wasn't a mechanic.
I am not a mechanic. I didn't feel like I was.
Yeah, also it's a long vehicle, so it's hard to put a tow vehicle on that and feel comfortable about it. He had always wanted to try to find a vehicle that could tow a home, and that just wasn't possible. Now that it is, we are pursuing this, but I love the bus, so we're going to keep working on the bus. Another thing that if you try a project like this, you might find that the initial location where you bring your bus to start the project, it looks like you've got a clear path to being able to stay there long term, and then something changes. We came to my mother's property. She doesn't own this property. Now my sister and I have to figure out a way to put this on the market, and so it just complicates things. By us living in our RV here, we can stay on my mom's property, cover the overhead while my sister and I work on what the next step is for the homestead. The bus is still here, so we still have some flexibility to work on our dreams, but we're able to provide a new upgraded tiny home living space still on my mom's property without requiring us to live in the home that we're going to have to fix up to sell.
We have quite a bit of room for batteries. We're actually going to line the side here with lithium ion when we go solar. So it's got some switches, one of which being the lights here. It's a nice LED strip. And then that is the lights up front.
Yeah, this looks really nice in the evening.
Oh, it looks beautiful. This awning is a electric awning, so that's awesome. We just hold down the button and it rolls out. It's amazing. This is an outdoor station, I guess is the way to put it. We have water here from, again, our fresh water that we can wash our hands, use to wash things. We have a plug up here, so if we wanted to put a TV, you know, to watch something, that would work. This hooks up to our propane. We just have to do another little hookup underneath that go ahead and connect it to our propane. We have a nice drawer right here for more, you know, utensils or whatever we want to store out here. Again, more pan space, more storage. All the lights work just like they do before, and they connect inside. Let's say the other refrigerator, we have some overflow. We just come out here and put it in here. Whenever we set up camp, these two things that are popping out the back are stabilizers. So these auto jack down. We put some wood underneath them so it helps broaden out that pressure. This is probably where I'm going to store a lot of my tools. It's just a really nice amount of space. Now we looked at a lot of these, and this had a bigger boot, or whatever you want to call it, storage compartment than a lot of the other ones we're looking at.
We've had our RV, we call it the Bear, for about a week.
Since it's a Kodiak Ultra Lite by Dutchmen, Kodiak Bear was kind of something that came natural.
Our Nature's Head composting toilet has arrived. We are taking the RV out this driveway. Of course, you kind of have to plan for the tires swinging wide. Yeah, this is going to work out well. The compost toilet is going in today.
It is rated for all seasons. That means warm weather and cold weather. And we have the aluminum bear cage construction, which is a little bit more sturdy construction with this.